Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. 我是 Red. Have you ever had a conversation in Chinese where you understand every single word, but still had absolutely no idea what the other person actually meant? You ask a friend if they want to go to KTV. They say, 我考虑一下. You wait for an answer that never comes. Or your boss tells you, 你的想法很特别. And you walk out of the room wondering if you just got a compliment or a pink slip. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. It's not that your Chinese is bad. It's that you've just run straight into the wall of high context communication. Today, we aren't just learning vocabulary. We are learning how to think like a native speaker. We are going to crack the code of 话外之音, the music behind the words, or as we say in English, the subtext. Before we put on our detective hats and dive into the specific grammar patterns and phrases that carry all this hidden meaning, I want to quickly mention my Ko-fi page. If you find these deep dives helpful and want to support the channel, you can find the link in the description below. Alright, let's get into it. Here is how you stop just hearing Chinese and start truly understanding it. To understand the how, we first need to understand the why. In Western cultures, like the US or Germany, we often use low context communication. This means the speaker is responsible for being clear. The message is in the words. If you want something, you say it. If you mean no, you say no. However, Chinese is a classic high context language. This means that the speaker is not always responsible for the clarity of the message. The listener is responsible for interpreting it. The meaning is not just in the words, but in the situation, the relationship, the tone, and what is left unsaid. There is a famous Chinese proverb that sums this up perfectly. 说话听声，锣鼓听音. This means listen to the sound of the voice, listen to the tone of the drum. When you listen to someone speak, you have to listen past the words to the rhythm underneath to get the real intent. So if you only listen to the dictionary definition of the words, you will always be lost. You have to listen to the context. Today, I'm going to give you 3 specific grammatical and conversational tales that native speakers use to hide their real meaning. Let's start with the most frustrating part of learning Chinese, getting an answer to a yes or no question. In English, yes means yes and no means no. In Chinese, direct refusal is often seen as rude because it threatens social harmony, saving face. So native speakers have developed a brilliant way to say no while using the words for yes. If you invite someone to do something and they respond with a phrase that sounds like agreement, but is filled with hesitation and uncertainty, they are likely politely declining. Look for these keywords, 吧, 可能, and 考虑. Here's a situation. You want to hang out with friends. They say, 我们下次吧，我可能有点忙。我们下次吧，我可能有点忙。Literal meaning, next time I might be a little busy. The real meaning, I don't really want to go, but I don't want to hurt your feelings by saying no directly. Why this is a high context clue? The word 吧 softens the sentence. It makes it sound like a suggestion rather than a statement. The word 可能 is the biggest red flag. In business or social invitations, maybe almost always means no. They are hoping you will understand the hint so they don't have to explicitly reject you. Here's another classic example. You say, 你觉得这个计划好吗? 你觉得这个计划好吗? You say, 考虑一下. 考虑一下. Literal meaning, I'll consider it. The real meaning, I have serious doubts or I don't like it, but I need to think a polite way to tell you later or hope you drop it. This is my favorite. In high-context cultures, compliments are rarely just compliments. They are often tools to express a different emotion entirely, or to imply a negative by omission. First, the unique chap. They say, 你的想法很特别. Literal meaning, your idea is very special or unique. The real meaning, your idea is weird and I don't agree with it at all. In Chinese office culture, if a boss says your idea is unique or interesting, but stops here, they are signaling disapproval with the confrontation. Next, the 表面客气, surface politeness. Sometimes the 话外之音 is in the action, not just the words. Imagine you are a guest at someone's house in China. It's 6 p.m. dinner time. They say, 要不留下来吃饭吧? Literal meaning, why don't you stay for dinner? The real meaning, it's dinner time and I'm hungry, so I'm hinting that you should probably leave now. If they truly wanted you to stay, they would physically guide you to the table, put food on your plate, and insist strongly. A weak why don't you stay with a but is actually a polite way of saying it's time for you to go. In English, if we want something, we usually ask a direct question. Can you pass a thought? Or will you help me move this couch? In Chinese, especially in domestic or close settings, a statement of fact often functions as a command or a request. The listener is expected to understand the need and offer help before being explicitly asked. For example, 这个箱子有点重. 这个箱子有点重. Literal meaning, this box is a little heavy. The real meaning, help me carry this box right now. If you are a guy on a date in China and the girl says, 我有点冷. 我有点冷. Literal meaning, I am a little cold. The real meaning, give me your jacket or suggest we go somewhere warm. If you just respond with, oh yeah, the weather forecast said it would be cool today, you have failed the listening test. You only heard the words, you didn't hear the music. So how do you, as a Chinese learner, navigate this? First, when you hear maybe or consider, 可能 or 考虑, don't wait for a yes. Assume it is a soft no. If you really need to know, give them an out. Say, 没关系. 如果你忙的话，我们可以改天. It's okay. If you're busy, we can do another day. Watch how quickly they relax. Second, when you hear a vague compliment, 特别 or 有意思, ask for clarification. 你觉得哪部分需要调整? Which part do you think needs adjustment? This forces them to be a little more direct. Third, when you hear a statement of a problem like 箱子很重 or 有点冷, don't just acknowledge the problem, offer the solution. This is the fastest way to build deeper relationships with Chinese speakers. They will see you as someone who gets it, someone who is thoughtful and mature. Learning to listen to the 话外之音 is like leveling up in a video game. At first, the word seems confusing, but once you learn the rules, you realize there is a whole hidden layer of communication that makes Chinese one of the most rich and rewarding language in the world. If you enjoyed decoding these hidden meanings, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into real Chinese communication. Do you have a story where you missed the 话外之音 or finally understood it? Tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can check out my Ko-fi page. The link is right there in the description box below. This means the world to me. Okay, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. 再见!